What's up guys, it's Aryo. So if you're anything like me, you probably just finished watching Rising of the Shield Hero and you're like, god damn, that was a good show, I want to see more. Well, too bad dude, there's no more left. You're gonna have to read the manga or wait. So what do you do when you're in this horrible situation? I'll tell you right now. You sub to Papa Aryo, join our Discord, and ask Aryo for help, cause I got your back. So the top 5 anime like Rising of the Shield Hero that will quench your craving and thirst for a great anime. So first off, we have Grimgar of Fantasy and Ash. This show has a 7.78 rating on my anime list. And by the way, these shows are not put in an order, so keep that in mind. Grimgar of Fantasy and Ash starts off like a regular isekai. They get thrown into a fantasy world and have to fight to survive. In the group of kids that arrive together, all the strong kids get together and make their own strong party, while we follow the weak little kids that are left behind and make their own weak-ass party. No one gets any super crazy overpowered ability like turning back time when you die. They all are normal, weak, regular children with barely any strength to defend themselves. These kids do not go through a training montage like Rocky and become suddenly super strong and beat up all their bullies from the past, okay? That's not what happens. You see them grow, step by step, piece by piece, slowly, getting a little bit stronger until they're barely able to fight a little bit stronger enemies. It gets slow, but it's very deep and rewarding. The thing about this show that stands out is its realism. It's just realistic in general. The battles, the combat, the relationships, and how slow and grindy their progress is. This show is more about watching the characters develop instead of watching the plot develop. And I'm not talking about gaining new powerful skills and stuff. This show is about real character development. This show is not for everyone. If you want something different and you really like the hardship you see at the beginning of the Shield Hero, then watch this show. It's an isekai like no other. The next anime is Arifureta. It might turn you off because the score in my anime list is a little bit low. It's 6.53, but don't let that drive you away from the show. So it has your regular isekai beginning. This student and his classmates are transported to another fantasy world. They all get super powerful abilities except the main character. He gets a useless ability that does not work in combat whatsoever. And let's just say the rest of the kids, they start talking shit and they become little assholes. And it's fucked up. Sounds kind of familiar, doesn't it? It's like having a shield instead of an actual weapon. I don't want to spoil too much of what happens in the beginning of this show, so I'll just say, this kid gets fucked over. He gets fucked over hard. And I gotta say, if you like Shield Hero, you're probably like me and you love watching these dudes get fucked over. I don't know why, but it makes me so happy inside when they come back, badass as ever. So the beginning of the show really does follow that, formulaic isekai, Shield Hero, fucked over, come back as a badass, plotline. And there's definitely a harem aspect to the show, so if you like cute girls, cute anime girls, harems, you might like this one. The next show we have is Log Horizon with a whopping 8.05 on my anime list, pretty high rated. So this show starts out with 30,000 Japanese gamers playing an MMORPG, and eventually the MMORPG gets an update, and they realize they can't log out. I mean, it sounds kinda similar to SAO, doesn't it? This show is your standard isekai fantasy world with gaming elements, except there's a little more to it. Log Horizon is a tale of fantasy, adventure, and politics through the eyes of a master strategist. Now, if you like Shield Hero, you probably like isekais and overpowered main characters, but this show does it a little bit different. Instead of the main character having overpowered abilities or just insane strength, this main character is an insane strategist. His mind is overpowered. Think of it as Kira from Death Note playing some online games. I don't know, that's how I see it. In Log Horizon, Shiro, the main character, is not the crazy guy in the front lines punching the shit out of the giant monster. He's the guy in the back, smartly controlling the flow of battle. If you're a fan of MMORPGs and you like questing, leveling, and raiding, then this show is for you. One plus this show has that I don't really see much anywhere else is the heavy political and economic situations in the show. As you watch these characters build a business, you really watch as the world builds. If you're against some heavy dialogue, I'd stay away, but if you like what you hear so far, this show is definitely for you. The next show is Rokka No Yuusha with a 7.45 on my anime list. An ancient legend states that with the revival of the demon god, 6 heroes, the braves of the 6 flowers, kinda sounds familiar, will be chosen by the goddess of fate, granting them power to rise up against the fiends attempting to turn the world into the living fuck. Okay, listen, I messed up with my words, but the fiends are turning the world into a living hell, okay? That's the bad point. They're destroying the fucking world. So far it sounds pretty basic. There's a demon lord, as usual. There's heroes that need to fight the demon lord, that's their purpose. Well, there's one catch that makes it pretty interesting. The legend says there's gonna be 6 brave heroes. But it turns out there are 7. So what does that mean? 1 is the traitor. Boom, how about that? You weren't expecting a Sherlock Holmes novel, well you just got one. Okay, let's be honest, it's not like Sherlock Holmes at all, I'm not gonna drive you astray, but there are some mystery aspects to it, and it's quite interesting. One thing that I quite like is the new Mesoamerican styled clothing and setting in general. It's very fresh and very new compared to your basic fantasy, medieval style, magic world or whatever. One thing I really liked about the main character is that he has no magical powers. The rest of the heroes, they all have magical superhuman powers, except for him. And I really do like watching the dynamics between him and the other characters. The next show is Death March to a Parallel World Rhapsody. This show has a 6.74 on my anime list. Ichiro Suzuki, a programmer nearing his 30s, is drowning in work. Worn out, he eventually has a chance to catch up on sleep, only to wake up and discover himself in a fantasy RPG world. Oh no, I've never heard of that storyline before, holy shit! This world is mashed together from a game he was debugging in reality. In this new place, he realizes that not only his appearance has changed to his younger self, but his name is also changed to Sato, a nickname he used when running beta tests on the game. Holy shit, he's a beta tester? I've never heard of that either! Before Sato can fully grasp his situation, an army of lizardmen launch an assault on him. Forced to cast a powerful spell of retaliation, Sato wipes them out completely and his level is immediately boosted to 310. Holy shit, his power level is so high already! Now, with a shit ton of magical skills, he goes off to explore this fantasy world. So Death March is basically the anime isekai version of One Punch Man, because this character is super overpowered and just goes around saving people, mainly hot girls. So instead of having the whole show be about watching Sato grow in power, he's already overpowered, so he's basically the coach of his party. He helps grow them and he nurtures them. He often takes a step back and lets his party members experiment, try things out on their own, but he's always there as a safety net just in case they need his help. Now remember, Sato is a programmer, so as he approaches this whole fantasy world, he really focuses in on the RPG elements and tries to get the most out of everything. Watch Death March if you want to see how level grinding, skill development, and team development look like from the coach's perspective. So I was only going to do 5 because, you know, top 5 sounds really good in the title, right? But I decided to add one more. But before I get to the last one, if you like what you hear, like the video, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I do lots of other weird anime shit, check it out. So maybe those first 5 weren't enough for you. Maybe you need more. Maybe you've seen all those first 5 and you still need one show to quench your shield hero thirst. Well, the next show is how not to summon a demon lord. When it comes to the fantasy MMORPG Cross Reverie, none can match the power of the Demon King Diablo, possessing the game's rarest artifacts and an unrivaled player level. He overpowers all foolish enough to confront him, but despite his fearsome reputation, Diablo's true identity is Takuma Sakamoto, a shut-in gamer devoid of any social skills. Like most anime protagonists for some reason, because we can relate to them, defeating hopeless challengers day by day, Takuma cares about nothing else but his virtual life. That is until a summoning spell suddenly transports him to another world where he has Diablo's appearance. Okay, I'm tired of reading this shit. I'm gonna talk on my own. Okay, basically these 2 hot-ass girls summon him. They try to make him their slave, but it backfires. And instead, the Demon King guy has 2 hot-ass girl slaves, and one of them is a busty elf. I know. Why can't this happen to us? God, the world is so fucking unfair. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's an isekai show with an overpowered main character, and it's a harem show, and all the girls are hot. That's the thing. Do you like those things? Then watch this show. This show has a lot of physics, and the plot is very predictable, but it's still satisfying to watch. I don't know, guys. There's just something about this show. I don't know what it is, but it's good. Okay, that's it. I hope you find something you like. Me personally, I really liked Grimgar. I hope maybe you like one of these shows. Tell me in the comments what you like the most. Also, tell me some other top 5 videos you want to see. And I have one last tip for all of you guys that are still waiting for Shield Hero, just clenching your fist, clenching your butthole, just wanting to see more Shield Hero, but you can't get any. It's a pretty advanced tip, so I don't know if you'll actually understand it. It's called, read the goddamn manga. That's right, I'm a manga reader, and I'm looking down on you. Bow down to me, you goddamn anime-watching peasants!